Welcome back to a Dummies Guide to Babel. First things up is the sweepers. The strategy is you want to have a bunch of copies of cut-in. I just put in 3 for each one. Because cut-in is able to clash with trash disposal, and usually it will draw itself back, so you can keep it looping. I'm going to use wedge office, because they get lots of boost to evade, which can make their 3 roll a 7. Or 8 in Oscar's case. Order passives are Solidarity and Eugene's Intuition because for more evade power. Anyways, I'm gonna come back in on the second wave. And now that we're on the final wave, I'm just gonna keep it 100,000%. I lost this attempt. I couldn't find the recording of me winning it. Let me put in a clip. Hold on. But anyways, the strategy I used in my winning attempt was to just focus the sweepers down. I went from top to bottom for my focusing. You also want to use Oscar to keep them staggered. Otherwise, they're going to maul you after you kill the first guy due to them rapidly gaining dice power if you kill one of their guys. Anyways, Dante's reception. This one was uber easy for me. Because Dante is very action-based, like leader-based unit, I'd say. So after you kill Dante, his faction falls off pretty hard. So yeah, I use Hanafuda because Sakura rolls super high and it's able to basically destroy, however you pronounce it, Malnet. I butchered that word, but anyways. So yeah, you just wanna just spam against Dante and hopefully he dies first turn. If he does, then the fight's practically free. have to, you know, actually play smart and stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I guess remember this, guys. The full stop passive, snipe, and concentration. Because it helps with the first round clashing, which allows them to get their discards up without dying. Which is the whole +8 power first die, as well as the +2 offensive power for the entire scene. I'd say the +2 offensive power is much more useful than the 8 one, as it actually helps clash for the entire scene, compared to just winning the first clash. Don't forget solidarity, by the way. That passive is still a goat. For Emma and Noah, I used the Kurakuma clan. The passives I used were Solidarity. let me double check some. Okay, so for the passives, I also used specifically the two GK Green passives, which were, I think it's Rupture, which applies more bleed, and the other one, I forgot its specific name, but you'll see when you do this fight, which was called, I don't remember, it just says more damage based on bleed off target, or is it bleed on self, I don't remember, but they're both green passives, I remember that much. Important pages are Now Die and Wrath of Torment. This is because Emma is a clashing monster. So you're basically not going to win the clash without these pages. This is because Wrath of Torment and Now Die apply lots of bleed. And the Kurkumo get lots of damage, or no, they get lots of power off bleed. Like, every 12 bleed they apply, they gain 1 power. And specifically Saya, if she applies 24 bleed in a scene, everybody gets 2 power. If you do both Now Die and Wrath of Torment, you should get enough bleed. Anyways, for sure I did 2 Now Dies in Wrath of Torment and Saya. Everyone else got 1 of each. I used Let's Play for the 3 mooks for healing. But specifically for Saya, I used Night of the Backstreets as I think it was better healing. It was because golden pages, you can only have 3 per turn. Anyways, that's really it. You can probably see the rest of the deck, but they're less important apart from, of course, the economy. Anyways, yeah, goodbye. For C association, I used Emma with the Musicians of Bremen. You specifically do not want to bring, whatever the main girl's name is called. Annie or whatever. I definitely forgot. But that's because Emma's passive makes allies his subordinates, as long as they don't have a leader, which Emma is. So without her, he'll be able to provide all of his boosts. Important pages for Emma is definitely Juggling, Wrath of Torment obviously, and Sharp Nails. Juggling is just a very good tremor page. Sharp Nails applies a bunch of stagger damage to his allies, or stagger damage up, which helps with the later fight, but you'll definitely see why. Anyways, yes, important pastiles are called Solidarities, but you also want to attribute. Her name is Meow. Meow's passive to Emma. It still works even without her presence, getting you basically +2 strength for the first 3 turns, allowing you to absolutely maul every enemy. There's of course Wrath of Torment on everybody, because that page is just the goat for both Tremor and Bleed. And I did use Let's Play as for things spread around, but you can just put it on whoever you want. Because it's still very good healing, and the Shi are very good at chipping you down. Because Desperate Struggle is technically a 4-dicer if you win all clashes. Anyways, that's really it. I'll check back on with you with Eugene. This is where having 2 floors comes in very useful, because you can typically full stop at least one of the Shi fixers to death. I typically obliterate Valentina, because Extreme Edge does a lot of damage, so taking him out is necessary for Emma to clutch up, otherwise he's just gonna get mauled. Anyways, you know the idea with full stopping, just focus on one guy and turn them to ash. Anyways, now it's time to get back to the main team. Anyway, so basically the main goal is just kill Eugene. Because Eugene is the devil. If you kill her last, she's going to like, I think it's it's either plus 400 or plus 44 damage, and plus 8 dice power. So you are not killing her, just no matter what, basically. That's because the Babylons are evil. The more damage Eugene does, even between scenes, she will do more damage. At red status, showing the 6, I'm pretty sure that means she does plus 100% final damage. So you just want to maul Eugene. Now Eugene has a revive, where she'll basically stay at 0 HP for a bit. It's based off of her stagger, which is why I use Tremor instead of, say, Kurikumo. Because using Tremor, you can basically nuke her stagger revive into oblivion. As you'll see when the clip reaches that point. See ya. Anyways, the puppets. The puppets stink. They're probably one of the worst fights, just because of how much tremor and their specific gimmick where if they hit you once, they're getting another attack die. Which is why you see so much circus knives. Because basically you need 2 dice on every attack. Otherwise they're gonna stagger you because they hit you an additional time. So yeah, I use she not for bleed, although it is helpful, but mainly because she has a lot of damage. Of course, I use Solidarity and the Jekin Green passives, whatever they're called. I used regular she decks. I also had Circus Knives. I think Eugene had a Sharp Nails, particularly for the counter die. I'm pretty sure everyone except for Eugene, or maybe I think Eugene had now die as well, because it's just such a good page. That junk applies like 40 bleed with she. Anyways, you know the deal, I'll check back on you later. Anyways, you know, the usual full stop junk. Legally advice says don't go for the main guy because you're not gonna kill him. Also, the sweeper passives are really good for full stop as it's just +2 rupture, which they specialize in. For the second scene, the only goal you really have is to make sure Eugene doesn't die. Everybody dies before her. Because if everyone dies before Eugene, she'll get Eye of Death / Invigoration. Which boosts her damage and raw value by a crap ton, allowing her to clutch up the stage, as you'll see in the end. Yeah, that's really it for Act 2. And probably the end of me talking for this video, so see you later.
형들.
그런
보자.